You open a dating app, not your email, not your bank account, not a news site. No. First thing in the morning, eyes barely open, one brain cell online. You open a casino disguised as looking for something serious within 5 kilometers. Welcome back to Simply Chaos, the channel where we gently explain that your life is not actually falling apart, it's just being modern. Today's episode, why dating apps are a scam. Not a legal scam, a psychological one. Because somewhere along the way, finding love turned into endlessly evaluating strangers like a food delivery menu and then being ghosted by a man with 3 gym selfies and no bio. Let's start at the beginning. 200 years ago, how did people meet? Your village had like 12 people. You had 3 options: the farmer, the blacksmith, or the baker's kid. You married whoever didn't die of plague and called it destiny. Now, you are holding a small rectangle of glass that claims there are thousands of single people around you, all open to connection. All loving deep conversations and spontaneous travel. In reality, half of them haven't opened the app in 6 months. A third are bots. Some are just here for fun. And at least one is your ex. But your brain doesn't know that. Your brain just sees infinite choice. And infinite choice, psychologically, does something very specific. It makes you miserable. You don't open a dating app like, let me meet a real human being. You open it like, let me shop for a person. You swipe left on a face, a height, a job, an opinion on pineapple pizza. You give a human being less time than you give a TikTok. You see loves hiking, and your brain goes, liar, you just go outside once a year with friends and call it hiking. You see 6 foot tall, and your brain goes, okay, so 5'9". You see no drama, and your brain goes, ah yes, the walking red flag. And you know what? They're doing the exact same thing to you. You are not a person on there. You are 3 photos, 20 words, and a vibe. That's the first scam, the profile lie. Not always intentional, but a lie, still. Because those 3 to 6 photos, those are the best moments of your last 10 years. The one where you looked kind of hot in 2019, the one with the sunset hiding your skin issues, the one where your friend took 87 shots and you tolerated them because one of them gave you a jawline. Your profile isn't you on a Wednesday night eating instant noodles and doom scrolling. It's you as a limited edition collector's item. And of course, everyone else is doing the same thing, so now you're matching with a highlight reel, not a human. Your brain goes, wow, options. Reality goes, wow, expectations.
5 minutes.
Then comes the swiping phase. You tell yourself you'll swipe for 5 minutes. Your thumb starts moving like a metronome. Left, 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 right, left. Super like by accident. Panic. Undo. Left. You're not even reading anymore. You're just scanning. Job, phrase, smile, pet, immediate decision. It feels like nothing. But your brain is learning something huge. People are endless. People are replaceable. If something is even slightly off, there will always be another one. You know that feeling when you scroll Netflix for 45 minutes and then end up rewatching the same show for the 5th time because you're overwhelmed? Dating apps give you that, but with humans, psychologically, it's called the paradox of choice. Too many options means more anxiety, less satisfaction. You're not becoming picky, you're becoming numb. Because the app isn't designed to help you find love. It's designed to help you stay on the app. Every match, every like, every someone likes you, tap to see. That's not Cupid. That's dopamine. You're not looking for a partner. You're pulling a slot machine. But let's say somehow, against all odds, you actually match with someone you like. They have normal photos. They don't have a dead fish in their hands. They're not posing with a car they don't own. They wrote a bio with actual words. You think, okay, maybe. Then comes the second level of hell, the talking phase. It starts the same way every time. Hey, how's your day? Pretty good. You? Not bad. And then, absolutely nothing. You just created a chat tomb. You two could have been soulmates, but instead you became co-authors of the most boring conversation in human history. There are people who will send you good morning beautiful every day for 3 weeks. There are people who will respond every 3 days like they're on dial-up internet. There are people who seem great and then vanish when you say, so do you want to meet up? You're not talking to people. You're talking to their attention span, and everyone's attention span is fried.
This is urgent. You can't just ignore us.
Because behind your one conversation, they have 10 more. And so do you. You're all in a giant waiting room, holding multiple chats, hoping one turns into something real, trying not to get too invested in any of them. You don't even get dumped nowadays. You get faded out. Less emojis, longer response time. Messages turning from paragraphs into, haha, yeah. Until one day, you send something, and nothing comes back. That's ghosting. You weren't even worth a, hey, this isn't working.
So I'll be there a little late today now.
You got radio silence. Your brain, by the way, absolutely hates this. We're wired to look for cause and effect. Something happens, we want to know why. Ghosting is like someone turning off the light in the middle of a sentence and never finishing it. So your brain starts writing its own ending. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe I'm not attractive enough. Maybe I overshared. Maybe I undershared. Maybe I breathed wrong. Meanwhile, they probably just got overwhelmed, got bored, got busy, started talking to someone else, or forgot the app existed. You got emotionally bruised by a person who doesn't even remember your last name. That's scam number 2, the emotional slot machine. You put in time, energy, hope. You get nothing back. Or worse, you get just enough attention that you can't walk away. But let's say one conversation doesn't die. It actually survives the, hey, what are you doing phase and makes it all the way to, so, want to grab coffee sometime? You did it? Boss fight unlocked. The first date. What is a first date in 2025? It's two slightly anxious mammals who have seen each other's filtered faces, who know each other's playlists, who have stalked each other on social media, sitting in front of each other, pretending they haven't. You both know way too much and not enough at the same time. Before the date, you stand in front of the mirror like you're going into a job interview. Is this shirt I tried, or is it I tried too hard? Do I look like myself but 15% better? Can you see my existential dread in this lighting? On the way there, your brain is running simulations. What if they don't look like their photos? What if I don't look like my photos? What if we recognize each other and both keep walking? You arrive, you meet, you do the awkward, hi, haha, you look like your pictures, haha. Then comes the performance. You are no longer a person. You are a PowerPoint presentation with a face. This is my job. These are my hobbies. Here is my childhood trauma. But funny. You laugh at jokes that are 6 out of 10. You nod at takes you don't fully agree with. You pretend the cafe music isn't too loud. You pretend you care how their crypto is doing. Meanwhile, your social battery is draining like crazy. For introverts, this is brutal. You used up 50% battery just leaving the house, another 20% on greetings and eye contact, 30% on being likable, interesting, not weird. You're at 0 by the time the waiter asks, another drink? And here comes a special modern torture. The bill. Split, one pays, pretend to reach for your wallet, let them insist, offer to send your half later. No one teaches you this. You both act out this little dance, trying not to seem cheap, trying not to seem entitled. You leave the date feeling, what? Not terrible, not amazing, just drained. On the way home, your brain does an evaluation. Did I like them, or do I just like the idea of liking someone? Do I want to see them again, or do I just not want to be alone? Was that chemistry, or just caffeine and anxiety? And here is where dating apps sneak in their last trick. Because you know you can open the app and see other options, you're less likely to commit to pretty good. You think, this was fine. But maybe there's someone funnier, hotter, less awkward, more secure, closer, taller, softer, sharper. So you keep swiping. You're not building a relationship. You're building a comparison chart. And then there's the advanced level of chaos. Situationships. Not dating, not friends, not nothing. You talk, you flirt, you maybe hang out, you maybe do more than hang out. But labels, commitment, clarity? Absolutely not. That's cringe. You become emotionally invested in a person who will say things like, I don't want anything serious, but also don't date anyone else. I'm just really busy right now. I'm bad at texting. I'm not ready for a relationship, but I love the way you make me feel. You are basically an unpaid emotional intern. On paper, you're single. In your heart, you're not. And the app is always there, whispering, if this hurts, just swipe again. New options, new people, new chaos. At this point, you might be thinking, so what? Is love dead? Are you telling me to delete all apps and go live in a cave? No, I'm saying love isn't the scam, the system is. The scam is convincing you that people are infinite, giving you just enough validation to stay hooked, training your brain to see humans as content, and leaving you more burnt out more cynical, and more self-critical than before. Psychologically, what does this do to you? A few things. First, numbness. Too many faces, too many stories, too many almost connections. Your brain stops fully feeling each one. Every match is meh before it even begins. Second, self-doubt. Every ghost, every half-finished chat, every "we should hang out" that never happens reinforces this tiny voice. Maybe it's me. Third, commitment issues. When you always know there is someone else out there, it becomes harder to invest in the person right in front of you. Your body is on the date, your brain is still swiping. Fourth, loneliness in disguise. You talk to more people than ever, and somehow feel more alone, because attention is not connection. Messages are not intimacy. Streaks are not security. So what do you do with all this? Do you delete everything and swear off love? Do you become that one friend who says, "I'm married to my career," but actually just plays games till 2 in the morning? Honestly, that's between you and your therapist. But here are a few simple, non-inspirational thoughts. You're not crazy if modern dating makes you tired. You're not broken if you need 3 business days to emotionally recover from a first date. You're not a failure because you haven't magically found your soulmate from an app designed primarily to keep your thumb moving. You are just a human with a limited emotional budget, trying to find something real in a system that treats people like infinite scroll. If there's any strategy here, maybe it's this. Use apps if you want, but don't worship them. Swipe, but don't forget, each profile is a whole messy, complicated person like you. Protect your energy. Not every match deserves a full TED Talk about your life. Remember that no reply is information. It tells you everything you need to know about their capacity. And sometimes it's okay to log out, to stop refreshing, to stop waiting for the next notification, to spend one night not performing, not selling your best version, not worrying whether someone you barely know likes you back. Sometimes the most radical thing you can do in modern dating is to remember you are more than swipes, matches, and read receipts. You are not an abandoned cart on someone's app. You are not last seen 2 hours ago. You're a whole person, with a life bigger than who does or doesn't text you. And if love shows up, through an app, through a friend, in a grocery store, in a comment section, that's great. But until then, you're allowed to close the app, put the phone face down, and live a life that isn't waiting for someone's "hey" with a smiley face at 11:37 at night. This is simply chaos. If modern dating has ever made you want to throw your phone into the sea and marry your bed instead, you're exactly in the right place. Hit subscribe. Stay emotionally hydrated, and I'll see you in the next episode. No love bombing required.